Okay, I wasn't going to do this because I haven't done nothing in a long time. You know, I spent a lot of years. I spent a lot of years posting content up here on YouTube and other platforms. Yeah, like 15 years. I was here when Carol came on. I remember that. Matter of fact, back in the day, I stood up for Carol and Marcy against attacks. Okay, but anyhow, I've done so much over the years, and the last time I've done stuff really on a consistent basis was the beginning of the BS that I won't say the name to in 2020. Okay, and I've done a live stream once a week now. And I talked a lot about, well, Agenda 21, 2030, and what was going on. And then, of course, division. One of my biggest fights over the years has been division. Why did I fight against division? Divide and conquer is why. Because we got to be able to stand together. And if we can't stand together because we're all fighting each other over fluff and stuff, then it's over with for us. Don't you understand that? And I don't know if we can do much about what's going on anyhow, because as long as we have order followers that are willing to follow orders with the technology they have, you know, they used to say taking a knife to a gunfight would be a suicide thing to do. I agree. But taking the guns to the fight against the military nowadays, it's the same as taking a knife to a gunfight. Yeah, the technology is that far. But anyhow, this story here, this is just complete insanity, okay? You know, Carol showed you a whole bunch of stuff that's absolutely going on. I've been watching all this stuff myself before I found Carol again. You know, I lost Carol because I've lost 3-4 YouTube channels. You know how that goes. Anyhow, so I don't do much up here, because if I do much up here, they'll take me out again anyhow. So I took my battle to the streets. Now everywhere I go, I don't care if it's a stranger and I don't even know them. It don't bother me any, man. I'll walk up to them and I'll talk to them and I'll fucking let them know what's going on in this world. I don't care. Okay? What are they going to do? Hate me? Oh, well. You know, that's just the way it is. Because we're to the point now that if you're not doing nothing or trying to do something in this time, then you're complicit with what's going to happen to you. And I know you may not like me for saying that, but that's how I feel. If you're not going to stand up and say something, okay, about what's going on and start looking into stuff, then you're complicit with what's going to happen to you. Okay, I'll say no more about that, but I want to talk about this complete freaking insanity about 40 miles from me, okay, that's taking place. Okay, so I'll play what I shared with Carol this morning. Of course, you can't share ULRs here on YouTube, right? Right. So you have to do it in other means. But Carol posted it up, and so I want to give a special thank you to Carol. Okay? It was good to find her again. Took a long time. But anyhow, here we go.
Tonight with breaking news.
To serve and protect, and y'all just standing there.
Let's go.
How can we hear somebody screaming from Harrison Street?
A big crowd gathering at the site of the collapsed building in downtown Davenport. Police are moving people away from the scene on Main Street, and they're urging people to stay away from the site with the structural integrity of that building totally compromised. Police are moving the crowd back to Harrison Street. No one is allowed up to the fencing for safety reasons. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm John Diaz. We have live team coverage tonight from Davenport. News 8's Joe McCoy is in downtown, where firefighters within the past few hours rescued a woman from that partially collapsed building that the city claimed had, quote, no confirmed vital signs of life. As of tonight, that building is supposed to be torn down in a matter of hours. Good evening, Joe.
Good evening, John. As you just said, an unbelievable story. They still found a living human being in the building tonight. But you can see there's around 100 people.
By the way, after they told everybody there was no one in there. After the authorities told everybody that they had everybody out.
Still gathered here. Now, at about 7:30 a.m. is when they found this woman that News 8 had confirmed by the family was Lisa Ann. Now, the story that they told News 8 was that Lisa Ann was knocked out. We don't know if she was asleep or she was knocked out by potential gas for whatever reason, but she was not awake. She got up. She was able to charge her phone, and then she called her daughter. She called her daughter to tell her that she was still alive. At that point, they were able to get firefighters and paramedics to come to the scene and take her out of her apartment. But these protests...
Yeah, get her out. Get her out. There's a problem. I'm still yelling, get them out. You'll see why in a moment.
Retrieved by the firefighters. They have the basket up to her window. What she did was she kicked out her screen and she was starting to scream out into the crowd to let them know that she was still alive. And now people are still here tonight. I don't believe they're going to go anywhere anytime soon. You saw in the sound right off the top, people are extremely angry, and it's pretty ominous how close this building is to City Hall. They are across the street from each other, and these people are calling for these city officials to do something about this building. They are pleading with them to not demolish the building tomorrow morning because they still believe there are people in that building. And we want to get you two names that we have seen online and that people here at the protest still believe could be in those buildings. Those two names are Ryan Hitchcock and Brandon Colvin. Those are two people that we believe are unaccounted for, and that people are still pleading for the fire rescue and paramedic crews to go back into that building, back into the rubble, and hopefully look for it. But I want to bring in News 8's Jonathan Fong, who is here with us as well. Jonathan, you are covering this story, and it's been a pretty crazy couple of hours for the people who are now displaced out of this building.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the energy here is certainly shocking. It's something to see. It just hours ago was a little bit more subdued, but there were still dozens of people kind of looking on, curious, and there was a variety of reactions. I mean, there were some people that were shocked, some people that were upset, frustrated, some people that were worried about the residents and the future for them. Now, it's worth mentioning that, as we know, the city has said that the building is not safe to go back into. That's why they're keen to demolish it quickly. But as you and I both know, that means that residents cannot go back into the building and retrieve their stuff, so they're going to lose all of that. And for one mother that's a resident of that building, this is going to be the second time she's reliving something like this.
A friend called me and told me it was going to get...
Right here. I don't know. I want to throw something out here at you. When's the last time I seen a building that looked the same as this, but worse, like further over? Okay, like bigger, right? But looked just like this. I remember the Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah. I remember, Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bombing. Did not that building look similar? Don't you got to question how the floor is just pancaked again? I mean, it could be one of them, E-weapons. Yeah. It very well could be, one of them, well, as we know, like everything else going on right now, the Agenda 21, 2030 played itself out in your face. Okay? So, and it's astounding because you're going to get to it in a moment. I'm going to finish playing this out now, and I'll keep my mouth shut. And then I'm going to show you one more. This infuriates me. This has been going on all morning here. Okay? And this started yesterday, by the way. This is when I became aware of it. And this morning it was just, here we go, here we go, here we go. So here I go. Okay? And thank you, Carol.
Get tore down. And I'm like, I don't think so. I didn't hear anything about it.
A tough reality for Toriana.
Not even an hour later, I received a call from the sheriff, and I asked him, and he was like, yes, they demolishing it tomorrow.
A single mother and postal worker.
And nobody could get that stuff. So everything I worked for is gone.
The building she lived in since last October partially collapsed on Sunday.
I just beat homelessness last year, and now I'm right back where I started. Yeah, pretty frustrated.
Upset, the owners didn't let her know about the demolition.
It's crazy that y'all keep taking people money, and then now we have no place to go.
Dozens of bystanders
You see it on TV, it's one thing,
staring in awe at the destruction.
but when you come down here and you see it in person, it's devastating.
Cindy, a photographer.
It just brought tears to my eyes, just even seeing it and thinking that there could be somebody under that rubble.
Visiting her daughter who lives nearby.
It's horrible. I mean, all those people with nowhere to go. I mean, what are they going to do? Nobody expected anything like this to happen, I'm sure. Just devastating.
Other bystanders
in awe over it, just wonder how long it's been this bad, like what happened and what the response and how people are getting help.
Now, there are still several questions that are left unanswered despite several press conferences from city officials, things that we're still uncertain about, the amount of injuries or deaths, if any, and if there are any main reasons or causes behind the building's partial collapse. What we do know is that residents have complained about the building's condition in the interior several times, and that city permits have been issued for repairing the wall that had come down on that side, and then the building owners have been working with engineers to get that side repaired. Back to you, John.
All right, Jonathan, Joe, excellent coverage tonight. Thank you. Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds has declared the building collapse in downtown Davenport a
That reminds you of Oklahoma City, guys? It really does to me.
disaster. This opens up assistance for those residents impacted by the collapse. The Iowa Individual Assistance Grant Program provides grants up to $5,000 for replacement of clothing, food, and temporary housing.
Okay, we're going to stop it there a moment. I want to do something here. Okay. Because I want to pull up a report from earlier. Okay, this one here.
Just after 6 o'clock this morning, the City of Davenport issued a press release which reads as follows. In the interest of public safety, the city has continually been evaluating the timing of the demolition of 324 Main Street since its initial collapse 36 hours ago. Demolition is a multi-phase process that includes permitting and staging of equipment that will begin today. The timing of the physical demolition of the property is still being evaluated. The building remains structurally insecure and in imminent danger of collapse. This doesn't specify a time for the demolition and when we learn more information or any specifics, we will bring them to you.
And Fox 18's Trey Harris is live in downtown Davenport this morning.
He's there monitoring the situation with protesters. And Trey, what's the scene looking like as the possible staging of the demolition approaches?
Well, guys, that scene is growing and growing and growing as the hours go on. Like I told you, folks are not happy about them possibly tearing that building down without doing the full, thorough searches, they would say. Police presence has grown. More protesters are out here. People are just lining up to see what type of actions are taken right now. From one of the people that are still possibly missing in that building, his name is Brandon Colvin. I have a relative here. His name is Michael Collier. He wants to share with us, kind of explain to us what he's thinking about with his relative.
Yes, like you said, my name is Mike Collier. My cousin is Brandon Colvin. He's missing. We believe him to be in the rubble over here. A friend of mine went to his apartment. He stays in the same complex as Brandon, and he knocked on his door about 12 o'clock Sunday to let Brandon know to come over a family member's house for a family gathering for the Memorial Day. And Brandon said that he had came home at 5 o'clock in the morning and he was tired and he would rest and get back up later and then go to the family gathering. And so he went and laid back down and went to sleep. And within 3 hours or more, the building collapsed, and now Brandon's gone. Those are his clothes. If you can see it, it's up up there in the building. You can see it in the closet. His clothes are still hanging up from where he once lived. And the pillow to his couch, which is white, you can see the pillow dang there right there as well. And we believe Brandon is in the rubble. And they're trying to tear down this building without actually doing a thorough search to make sure no one is still in the building. Yesterday they found a woman in the building and they said that there was no one in there. So
there you go. They told nobody when they told everybody no one was in there. And then there was somebody in there. See, there was no looking. There was just, well, who cares if somebody's in there, right? Okay, I'm going to cut this one short. I hate to do that, but I want to get over this one because I think this thing's going to be going all day long. Okay, off and on, update. But anyhow, so let's go to this one because this one here infuriated me. It really did. I mean, the whole thing infuriates me. How do you think that you're going to go in there and demolish and scoop up and haul away a building and not look for people? Are you people out of your mind? Oh, never mind. I already know you're out of your mind. Anyhow, let's go.
Protesters have been gathering all morning near the Davenport apartment complex that partially collapsed the other day, and we have a reporter live on the scene.
Yes, Fox 18's Trey Harris is live in downtown Davenport. Trey's at the scene for us.
So, guys, the scene is growing and growing and growing. The police presence is booming out here right now. As far as well as the protesters out here, too. There's a lot of signs back here that are saying, you know, keep the building up, go in and do some more searches right now. One thing I haven't really focused on this morning are the pets that are possibly in that building. And right now I have an employee here at King's Harvest. I'm sorry.
Terry Clyde.
Terry Clyde right now. So she works with King's Harvest right now. She was just kind of updating me on some of the pet statuses right now. There are quite a few pets in there left off, so I'm going to let her kind of list that off and talk about what you've been phone calls you've been receiving at King's Harvest.
We've received multiple phone calls, people asking for help because their animals are in there. Not in the part that collapsed, just in their rooms, their apartments. As of right now, we know there's at least 6 cats, 1 dog, 2 snakes, and a lizard. Those are the ones that we know for sure are in there. And the city's not doing anything to rescue them. They're just trying to demolish the building and kill all the animals, let alone the people that are still in there. Our staff was here overnight watching for animals, and that's when they seen a woman hollering for help out the window, and they watched her get pulled out of the window. So if they would have demolished that building this morning, you know, not only there's several people still in there, they would die, and all the animals are going to die.
And so moving forward with the pets and everything, like how can folks kind of help with the pet search, or if they're maybe looking for their pets, what can they do with that?
They need to get a rescue team to go in there and get them out.
See, common sense. And this guy's, well, what do we do? I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what to do. This is sort of what he's acting like. How's common sense? I'm sorry. I lose it when I see this stuff. I mean, I got a cat myself. That's my baby. Okay? And I love that cat. Okay? And, you know, and so no. Animals are just like people. They are people. They are family members. Okay? And this guy that was looking for his relative, that's a family member. You're just going to go in there and scoop them up and throw them away, huh? Yeah, that's what we think of each other nowadays, isn't it? We just throw each other away. Let's throw them in the landfill. It's pretty disgusting. It really is. This type of stuff makes me sick. But, you know, and then here it is close to where I'm at. Oh, yeah. I could be in Davenport within 40 minutes from now, easy. Wouldn't be hard. That's how close I am to Davenport. I've been to Davenport many times. There's a lot of times I end up having to go up to Davenport for other things, but just the same. I've been in Davenport many times in my life, and this is disgusting. Okay? And, I mean, you know, it is. It's literally like, what the hell's wrong with you? Well, you gotta have hundreds of people come out here and protest to get you to do the right thing? And go in there with a rescue team and search every single fucking place? And then go into that rubble and look for them bodies? Okay, so I couldn't help myself. I had to get involved in this one. This is too close to home, and we're not only that, I mean, it's the reality of what's going on around you. It's very hard to swallow. I've spoke about this stuff for so many years, you know, and I understand Carol, I really do. I understand her frustration. I understand how she feels, okay, in a lot of ways, because I came online in 2006, and I was up here 15 years. Okay? And I still do things off and on, but I don't do like I used to. Most of my stuff now is when I leave the house and I'm on the street. Okay? Anywhere I go, I don't care if I'm in Walgreens, I don't care if I'm in Walmart. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care what grocery store I'm in. Okay? I don't care if I'm in a park. I don't care. I'm in public, I speak out. Okay? That don't change who I am. Because who I am is somebody who actually really cares. And we have the cremation of care that's going on, and people's care in the overall is all about them own selves. And if something ain't interfering with their life, they don't care. I do. And it irks the heck out of me because I've always have, you know. And you got to live in reality here is the fact that's happening in your face, and how can you not see it? Blows me away. How can you not see? It just blows me away. And then I see things like this. Not only is it close to home to me, but the fact that this building reminds me of Oklahoma City bombing. The fact that you said there was nobody left in the building, and suddenly there's somebody left in the building, and then animals. You're not going to let people go back in and get their pets, huh? Okay, well, don't worry about going in and getting your grandma or your grandpa or your crippled child, because we're going to tear it down. This is how they pushed it. You know, well, it's structurally unsafe. I don't know that. They may have had problems, but man, I'm telling you, that building reminds me of Oklahoma City. And, you know, and I'm not saying if there was no explosion or anything. I'm just saying it reminds me of that. Okay? I have a feeling they've used, you know, that EW. Yeah. I know I'm speaking foreign language to you because I have to, because that's one of the reasons I don't do anything on here anymore. Okay? And, you know, it's hard because I spent 15 years speaking out, and it's like, yeah, okay, I've helped a few along the way. I've gotten a few people to see what I was saying. But in the majority of things, nobody cares. In the majority of it, your message falls on deaf ears. And of course, when you speak truth, you seem to get attacked. Yeah. You know, in a world that claims they don't want to be lied to, but if you tell them the truth, you get attacked. Yeah. You know, and then of course, I don't know if people hit me in the way they used to, because, you know, you got a lot of people that want to come along and tell somebody how they're supposed to talk or how they're supposed to present their videos or how they're, you know, blah, blah, blah. But these people never have a channel of their own. These people never ever put their face out there and never ever spoke out at all. And I've been doing this for a long time. It's just I took a break. I've had a lot of nasty stuff happen to me. I've lost, like I said, 3 or 4 channels. I remember back when Carol first showed up online. Yeah, I remember her. Carol's really good at reading that radar. She's really good at spotting weather modification and frequencies. Carol's good at that. Really is. And, you know, Carol's quite awake to a lot of stuff. She really is. And, you know, and I see that. I think the only thing that, I mean, you know, I get frustrated quite a bit with everything she's getting frustrated at. And then I also get frustrated that nobody can connect the dots to understand who their real enemy is, and that it isn't their governments. Yes, your governments are criminal, but your governments are not the first person that needs to be taken out. You have to remove governments, but not first. No, not first. You need to understand that all wars are banker wars. No lie. Every war that's ever been fought in the United States since 1913, ever since that time, it's been funded. All sides have been funded by the same people. So why would the same entities fund every single war of all sides? Because they're behind it. It's not that hard to figure out. It's not really rocket science or anything like that. Just understand that the man-made construct that you use to live with, I call it the tool, you call it money. I call it the tool because it's been used to get this where we're at right now. It's been used to divide us. It's right. It's been used to kill us. It's been used to keep you a slave. And it's set up in such a way so criminally that we have different categories, putting other people above other people and pushing a hierarchy and holding other people down. You know, you get off on holding other people down, stopping other people from, I don't know. And it's a man-made construct. I mean, I got a lot of opinions on this. I'd give a five, but who am I? I'm a nobody. Okay? What should have happened and did happen are two different things. What needs to happen is you need to remove it from its current owners worldwide. You need to take it away from it. It's a man-made construct anyhow. Not gold, not silver, not diamonds, not rubies. None of it is wealth. No, you think it is. No, it's not. Wealth is happiness, shelter, food, and water. Everything else comes after. Because happiness, that's hard to find in today's world anymore, isn't it? Food, shelter, and water, without them you fail to live. If you think that gold is your wealth, then there's no food and water. Nobody's going to trade you their last for their food and water for your diamonds, for your jewelry, for your gold, for your silver. No, they're not, because they can't eat and drink them to survive. I mean, you know, it's as simple as that. And when every war that we've ever been in is financed by the same entity, all sides are being financed by the same entity. You don't got to look any further than that to understand what you're looking at. What you're looking at is, well, they've said that money was the root of all evil. Who was it, if you go with the Bible story about Jesus being put on the cross, okay, who was it that didn't like Jesus? Who's responsible for him being there? Oh, that's right, the money changers. And who are the money changers in today's world? The bankers. Okay, no, I gotta shut up or this video won't even get up. But anyhow, I think I'll shut up now because I don't want to get this taken down before it ever gets up. I don't do anything anymore anyhow. Hardly ever. But I'm here now. But I just want to say a shout out to Carol. Yeah. I don't think she really realized who I was, and I don't know that she remembers who I am. I think when she come on, I was still on my original channel. Okay? Wasn't long after she come on when I lost it. Okay? And when I lost the channel, I lost a lot of subs, and I lost a lot of people who followed me, including Carol. And I can see by the time I find her that she's lost some YouTube channels too. Yeah, so, you know, it was nice seeing her again. But that's how they do it, man. You know, what can I say? But no, I understand Carol's frustration. I really do. I feel it myself. Okay? And as many times as I say I'm not doing nothing more online, I see stories like this and it just fires me up. You know, I sent it over to Carol this morning and by going under her live stream last night and leaving that comment because I couldn't push the ULR. She'd never see it. She wouldn't know what happened. Okay? And you know how this stuff goes. So I left the comment, but I was so glad to see she found it. But here we go, and here we go, and here we go with update and update and update. And the worse and the more it goes, the worse it's getting. And I'm just in, here we go again. How the hell do you get off thinking that you're going to tear it down right away? At least this is what they're telling the public. And why would you tell the public this anyhow? But you don't got a brain cell that works? You can't rub two brain cells together and get a spark? Is that what's going on here? Tell everybody that, oh, everybody's out. Then have some woman wake up and kick out a screen and yell for help. Then you find out the people's pets are still there and you're not letting them back in. And who else might be in there? It's like you didn't care about the people missing. Oh, no, we're just going to go in there, we're going to drop the building on down, and we're going to scoop them up and throw them away. The evil is beyond me. But see the cremation of care? There it is, right in your face. The cremation of care. And unfortunately, because of the cremation of care and selfishness, and because that system I call the tool was set up criminally from day one, that is privately owned, yeah. And it's based out of debt. It was criminal from day one. What do you think the national debt is all over the world, where central bank system's at? It's out of debt. By the way, they don't print the interest. So you can never pay them back. Even if you took all the money off the face of the earth and gave it back to them, you'd still owe them. Then they'll come in and swoop up everything you own. Then you owe nothing and be happy. Huh, okay. I'll shut up now. But hey, Carol, it was nice finding you again. And, yeah, you see the pets there. I got a cat myself, my Meow. Yeah, I call him Meow. He's my third meow, by the way. And I love the hell out of my cat. And I couldn't imagine leaving my pet behind when I was ordered to evacuate. See, some of this don't make sense. If I was ordered to evacuate, I think the first thing with me would be my pet. So see, some of this don't make sense to me neither. Maybe some of them were at work though. You know, their pets were at home. And before they could get off of work, they couldn't get in. I suspect that's what's happened. And then you got the one like the guy sleeping, who never woke up. Now they don't even want to go look for him. That building needs searched inside and out with a fine-tooth comb. All life forms need removed. The rubble needs sifted through looking for and removed before you even consider demolition. If you're going to tear it down before doing all that, you're twisted, evil, sick, and you're not even, I mean, like I said, you got two brain cells rubbed together? I suggest you do it. Wow. Just unbelievable, isn't it? Unreal.